The fourth pregnancy for Katie and Nate Hoffman did not go quite as planned.
Okay, we're talking life or death.
Just the fear of everything, you don't know what to expect.
Their second ultrasound showed a significant birth defect.
They let us know that he had congenital diaphragmatic hernia. The diaphragm muscle has a hernia, which is a hole. They noticed that his heart wasn't in the right place in his chest.
He also had a second birth defect, fetal hydrops, which had to be drained while still in the womb.
We went from one life-threatening birth defect to two.
So Katie and Nate prepared their hearts for whatever was to come next.
Well, he survived delivery. Ambrose Benedict means eternal blessing. He would still be our blessing.
But that's when 4.5-pound Ambrose first surprised them with his tiny little will to live.
His right lung was like almost non-existent on scans. Okay, God, this is one of those pivotal moments.
The first few days were scary, with Ambrose undergoing surgery to repair that hole in his diaphragm at just 2 days old.
I remember the surgeon coming out the door. He just gave us a thumbs up from 20 feet away. So really, like, he's still alive.
It was touch and go. His disease severity was high.
Dr. Stephanie Bork and an army of nurses and doctors at Children's Hospital Colorado
We care for the rare and the wild and the wonderful.
worked tirelessly to keep Ambrose alive, even putting him on a life support machine called an ECMO.
They had to make the decision within 15 minutes. We got to do the ECMO now. I can see him and he doesn't look like he's alive, so it's really frightening.
An ECMO is a heart-lung bypass machine.
Literally all of his blood is being taken out of his body and oxygenated by a machine and pumped back into him.
He had a really long hospitalization.
And yet, there was this tiny little guy with a will to one day go home.
Ambrose is a really special kid.
And then, 8 months and a half dozen surgeries later, it happened.
252 days. Absolutely best day of our lives. When we turned onto our street, 40 people had all made signs and they had balloons. They had put a giant yard sign, "Welcome home, Ambrose."
He's now 2.5 and keeping up with his 3 older siblings.
I'm just staring at his face like, this is a beautiful face. This is amazing to see him without apparatus. So that was pretty special.
He's talking, he's running around, he's being massively ornery.
Ambrose is still on a feeding tube and requires a little oxygen, but doctors are confident he will come off both with time.
Just such an engaging kid. He's growing and thriving and happy at home with his family. It was a true honor to be able to care for them throughout Ambrose's hospitalization.
The feeling is mutual for Katie and Nate.
That was just really amazing care.
They're amazing.
A family of 6, just taking things one day at a time.
There's a certain expectancy for the unexpected.
In Windsor,
It was a hard start to life, but what a life.
Russell Hathel,
Still so much of it to have.
Denver 7.